Today on In Your Face Anatomy, we are looking at the radius and the ulna. Radius, ulna. Shut up, I hate all of you. All right, the ulna. So this is my ulna. It's really easy to spot because it makes a U. Everybody see the U there? That's how we know that this is the ulna, U-L-N-A, ulna, because we can see the U. Once we see the U, we know we're on the ulna. And this is going to be my medial forearm bone because of anatomical position. It pushes that ulna bone to the inside, to that medial position. All right, so first we've got the trochlear notch. So that is going to be the inside edge here, and it actually slides in that trochlea. So if I start building my elbow, I've got my humerus here. This is my humerus. I'm going to bring in my ulna. There's the U. And we can see how it fits right into that track, that trochlea that we just looked at with the humerus. So trochlea, trochlear notch in my ulna, inside of the U of my ulna. Then I've got my olecranon process, and I'm going to go ahead and look at the coronoid process as well. So if I look at the two of these, one of them is much bigger, much more pronounced. This is going to be my olecranon process. It's one side of my U that's bigger, my olecranon process. Then I've got this one that's much more small, and this is my coronoid process. So olecranon process, coronoid process. But just remember, we also had a coronoid process, which was the shark fin on the mandible. We had the coracoid process on the scapula. This is another coronoid process. So if I put them back up on my humerus, I can see this is my coronoid process. This was my coronoid fossa. This is my olecranon process on the back of my humerus. This is my olecranon fossa. So if I put my trochlea in my trochlear notch and start moving my elbow, you can see my coronoid process slides into that coronoid fossa. If I flip the bone over and do the same thing, now you can see this is my olecranon process. This is my olecranon fossa. You can see my olecranon process slide into that olecranon fossa as we move the elbow about. So when you're learning the ulna and the humerus, I would really learn these two together at the same time because it's the same names on both of these bones, and these are the tricky names. So learn them at the same time to make your life a little bit easier. Now, if we continue on the ulna, I've got the styloid process, which is going to be at the distal end, stabby little styloid. See, you can see how it comes to a point here. So we've got the U on one end and the styloid process on the other. And then I got the radial notch. So the radius and ulna sit next to each other in your forearm. We've got two bones in our forearm. So if I'm looking at my ulna here, there's the U. On one side of my ulna, I've got this little indentation here. I'm trying to get it to focus. Get out of here, you. Nope, not the towel. Don't focus on the towel. There we go. We can see this little indentation. And that's where my radius is going to come in and sit and allow for that rotation to occur. You can kind of see the head of the radius is going to fit in there just perfectly and allow for that rotation to occur with our capitulum. So there is the distal end of my humerus. So my radius comes in and plugs into that capitulum right next to the ulna. Going to put the whole thing together here if I can. Boom. There we go. Just build us a freaking forearm. Look at us. Oh, crap. It's not on the screen. There we go. Bam. All right. So that's the ulna. Screw it. Let's go ahead and do the radius too. So with the radius, I've got the radial head. On my radius, it looks like this. Boom, the whole thing looks like this. On one end, I've got this flat part, kind of looks like the top of a nail. And you see there's a little indentation to it to fit over that capitulum. So the flat part, this is my radial head, the flat part. Then I've got my radial tuberosity, which is this big bump just below the head, serves for muscle attachment. And then as I continue on down at the other end, where it comes to a point, there is my styloid process, so another stabby little styloid. And that's it for the radius. This is my lateral forearm bone, the head, the radial tuberosity, and the styloid process. Boom.